This is your power center. We are creating space to say no more. Nobody's going to control me. Nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot eat. Nobody's going to control my temperature in my home. Nobody's going to control what I wear. I am a sovereign being and I'm taking my power back. Getting real fired up right now, you guys. I'm sending you. Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. And in this video, I am actually going to talk on a topic that the women in my group coaching program suggested. So a lot of the work that we do to call in manifestations and to observe signs and to truly understand them, a big piece of that is understanding your triggers and not living from the mind or the ego. So a lot of times on a manifestation journey, we're trying to figure it out. And anytime you're trying to figure it out, you're in your mind. You're not trusting the flow. You're not allowing life to bring you what you want because you're in like a tighter energy, like feeling like you really need that external thing to be happy. So I like to allow my clients the space and the time to see their thoughts, to see the mind, to see why they're triggered by certain people in their life or triggered by certain signs. Maybe they see an angel number and then nothing comes in. And then they're like, what the heck, Michelle, is this all a scam? Like, why is the universe teasing me? But it's all connected. There's all these different reasons why you might be seeing signs, why you might be getting triggered. So in this video, I specifically want to talk about what do you do when you get triggered? How do you become the observer? And then also when you get the signs, that might be kicking you back into alignment saying, hey, good job. You didn't let that trigger you. You're doing good. Everything's on the way. Trust, trust, trust. So things can happen in a sequence and they're leading you with like breadcrumbs down this red carpet to a more peaceful, more enjoyable life, which is to me the ultimate goal. I want to be free from my mind. I want to be receiving manifestations every day, big and small. And I want to be loving people with deep connection and feeling that love in return and feeling worthy of receiving it. So when we are triggered, let's talk about triggers. An example of a trigger would be, for example, one of the women in my group coaching program, she was triggered by her mom. She was, shopping for shoes and she was wanting to buy this pair of shoes. And her mom made a comment about like, well, where are you going to wear those? And it was like an overall energy of my client's entire life about how all these different characters in her movie, maybe it was an ex-partner, maybe it was an ex-best friend, or maybe it was a parent like her mom, just totally smushing her joy, smushing the idea of her getting a new pair of sneakers or shoes or heels and feeling joy about it. It's like somebody always has an opinion to smush her. So it was a trigger, right? My goal is to help all of you become triggerless. And this is why people sign up to work with me, because they want to be free and they want to be able to receive manifestations while living an amazing life where you're just attracting good treatment wherever you go and not having people making these comments. Because I believe when we get to the root of the trigger and we pull it out, her mom won't make those comments anymore. Her reality will actually align to where those things just won't happen because she's no longer pulling that situation in for clearing, right? We pull in situations to help free us. Okay. There's a great quote by Peter Quo, and he says, life will present you with people and circumstances to show you where you're not free. So we are looking at these triggers as an avenue to go towards to set ourselves free. So in that situation, I sat on Zoom with my client and I said, okay, let's replay this scenario. What could you have said to your mom to set yourself up to not be rocked by her comment, right? Because we don't want to start a fight. We don't want to start any kind of commotion and make the situation worse. But when somebody is kind of poo-pooing all over your joy, what can we say? And something we came up with was a very calm response, like, I'm going to get them anyway. I really like them. Do you see that energy? It's like a calm, I know what I like. I know what I want. Nothing you can say is going to change that. I am whole. I am sovereign. I love myself. I know what my needs are. I know what my likes are. It's like, you're not going to people please anymore. You're not going to change what you like to please somebody else just because they don't like it or they don't think you should buy it. So instead of letting that comment trigger her, and send her into a spin like, oh, why can't my mom just accept me and what I like, right? We all want that, but we have to accept ourselves first, and we have to stand in that like power and say, well, it's okay. You don't have to understand what I'm going to do and where I'm going to wear them. I just like them and I'm going to buy them. That's a solid, grounded energy to be in. You are a force to be reckoned with in that energy. So when we look at these triggers, we have to go within and ask ourselves, why did we pull in the situation? Like, why did my client attract a family member doing this, right? And I believe it was to show her, like if you have a little cute snow globe, you're getting a glimpse into your past. What's happening in that glass bowl? We're going back in time and we're looking at, oh my gosh, that's how I was treated my entire childhood. And now I'm seeing it play out as an awakened adult, and I am not going to let it happen to my inner child anymore. And that's what we're doing. We're taking a stand, we're looking at the trigger, and then we're asking ourselves, what would I do to protect my inner child in this moment right now while I'm dealing with this trigger? Or why is this triggering me? Where am I not in my wholeness and able to be empowered to have a better response? And that's the coaching we do in my program. I teach you how to respond and not react, right? If we're bothered by the trigger, we're reactive. We don't want to be reactive. We want to be responsive. But remember, we can consciously know something and be aware of it, but the body will still be drawn to want to react because we're still holding the pain of the past. So another thing we could do is we could go into her past and see how often did that happen? Was there one specific moment where she was just not allowed to wear what she wanted to wear? Maybe there was a trigger point, right? We could go back into her childhood and kind of replay that event and, rewrite the story, make it go differently, make her mom say something different, make her dad say something differently. So these are all powerful tools to help us learn from the triggers in our reality. I love talking about this stuff. So where are you being triggered right now? What is bothering you in your reality? Another thing you can look at is whose energy is a match to the childhood energy where you received that treatment. You can master your triggers. You are going to feel so free. Your vibration is going to rise. You're going to go everywhere feeling like nothing rocks you. You're literally going to be unbothered. And you're going to be so loving in the process too. Like her mom, if she would have responded that way, that would have put her mom in kind of her seat and been like, oh, shoot, why am I doing that to my daughter? I want her to buy it anyway. I want her to be happy. Because sometimes that spark does happen where you stand up for yourself, and then all of a sudden other people start standing up for themselves, and they quiet down and they stop saying those things because they realize that it's not working. They no longer have power over you. And this is another piece I want to add here is one of the big I ams that we came up with one of my clients was she had a belief system that she was disempowered in her body and in her home. So how many of you right now are living in an environment that is not ideal? Whether there's loud noise, whether there's always chaos, maybe somebody has control over you, maybe it's a rent controlled apartment, maybe somebody has control of your air conditioner or your heat. I had another client in my mentorship who I'm working with right now, and she's amazing. We found out on her call that she has a similar, statement, I am disempowered in my body and in my home. And she's in her 50s, every environment she has lived in, somebody has had power over her. She rented one space and the landlord literally had control of the AC from a remote, and they would control the air. So she didn't have control of her own air. Current place she's living in right now, she has a roommate, and the roommate constantly changes the air conditioner on her. So these are small examples about how if we are not addressing the trigger would be, I'm annoyed that this person is controlling my AC. It sounds small, but this is a huge pattern for these clients to see, oh my gosh, I've been living in my childhood where somebody did have power over me, right? It might have been a parent, a grandparent, aunt, uncle, sibling. Somebody was always taking your power away, not allowing you to be whole and sovereign. And when we see it play out in our adulthood, how we keep attracting situations where we don't have power. So now we change that I am statement to I am empowered in my body. I am empowered in my life. I am empowered in my home. And you start taking back your power. But you wouldn't have found this out if you didn't look at what was triggering you. Your triggers are telling you everything. And then we go deeper and we say, okay, what is this trigger teaching me? What story am I telling myself unconsciously? What story am I acting from or attracting? I have no power in my home. Somebody always has control over the noise, or maybe you live on a busy street, and you're just always feeling like things are bothering you that you don't have control over. Once you start mastering the taking the power back and telling yourself, I am empowered in my body, I'm empowered in my life, I'm empowered in my home, all of a sudden you're going to start to see things shift. The neighbor that was loud will move away. The person that's controlling the AC will all of a sudden hand over the controller to you. All of these things literally shift when you shift your story, because you're the main character of your movie. You're in the center of your snow globe. And everything around you starts to shift when you change how you're seeing things. One of my favorite quotes that Wayne Dyer has ever created was, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Perspective is everything. And if we realize, okay, my whole life is based on a story that I'm creating within me. What story do I want to create every day when I wake up? I have a whiteboard behind me over here, and every morning I write down my I ams. I am empowered. I am respected. I am showered with love. I am showered with surprises. And yesterday, my cute little neighbors, they're like 7 or 8 years old. There's like 4 or 5 of them that play in the neighborhood all the time. And they see me on my walks and we'll talk. And I'm just, I'll go up to them and start conversation and say, how was school today, guys? What happened? And they ask me questions. So like, I'm just like the friendly neighbor. Well, they know where I live. So they come and knock on my door all the time to see if I want to play. And I'll go on walks with them while they're riding their bikes. And I know all their parents, and it's just really cute. But yesterday they were knocking on my door, and they left me a little heart rock in memory of my daughter and a little green leaf that was in the shape of a heart. And because I write on my board, I am filled with surprises every single day, or I am surprised, I'm showered with surprises. I get them because I'm declaring that. I'm asking the universe for my I ams. I am being the person who is showered with love, who's showered with synchronicity, who's not triggered, right? I am triggerless. I am free. I am abundant. I am joyful. And I'm telling you, you guys, when you can really master your triggers, your life becomes fun and effortless and magnetic, and you start to attract. It's almost like you're literally living in a different realm. You start to attract people, places, things, money, gift cards, opportunities, and you're just like, holy shit, how did my life just change in a week? Because I realized that I was living in a disempowered energy. We are creating our reality. If you can identify your I am, that's a negative I am, the story that you're telling yourself, I don't have power right now. Yes, you do. We're going to take the power back, and we're going to go to the root, and we're going to figure out, where did we lose our power to begin with? And if you're feeling anything in your belly when I'm teaching you this in this video, whether it's your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, if you feel bubbly, if you feel like energy's moving, this is your power center. We are creating space to say no more. Nobody's going to control me. Nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot eat. Nobody's going to control my temperature in my home. Nobody's going to control what I wear. I am a sovereign being, and I'm taking my power back. Getting real fired up right now, you guys. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's more to come. I really love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me and my daughter and our mission. I want to help set you free, and it's possible. You can get there. You can have been through the worst circumstances on our planet, and you can still be free and live a joyful life from here on out, as long as we don't live from the wounding, as long as we don't live from that disempowered voice that's saying, oh, I can't do this because, these things happen to me. No, you can, and you will, and you are. All right, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace out.